And for this second day of racing, the Santos Tour Down Under, presented by bikeexchange.com.au, Cadel Evans signs in, so to the German champion Greipel, and Simon Gerrans, the winner of stage one. He gets to wear the ochre jersey. Sadly, two non-starters after their crashes on that opening day, David Tanner and also Jose Rojas of Movistar.
Yes, but this 150-kilometre stage, they get off to a very quick start, as many of the riders realise. The real sting in the tail is around the finishing circuits in Stirling. But on the way, two difficult climbs to get to first.
Little flurry of tacks at the start of the day. Slowly but surely they were brought to heel, and then finally three riders started to make some progress about 4 kilometres in. Campbell Flakemore in the white, Will Clark in the red, and Boy van Poppel, the Dutchman on the Trek team, moving clear of the field.
Yes, they built themselves an advantage at one stage of 3 minutes over the main peloton, with Van Poppel getting the first points out on the course. But more importantly, when they came to the climb of Golden Grove, it looked very much as if Will Clark wanted to get himself maximum points.
Clark had already spent most of the day on the attack. On day one, caught near the finish, but he was still fresh enough to try again. And on the climb of Golden Grove, now chasing the points in the King of the Mountains, Will Clark pulling away from Campbell Flakemore, Boy van Poppel bringing over the rear of the three. But Adam Hansen defending fourth place there, just hanging on to his lead. Next challenge along the way was at 56 kilometres, the climb of Checker Hill, by far the steepest climb of the day and the last official climb of the day. As the riders headed toward this climb, a huge crowd awaiting them. The riders in the main field, Paul, weren't interested in the three riders' antics up front.
No, they certainly weren't, but when it came to the sprint, it looked as if Will Clark was going to make a mistake here, because he was very quickly challenged by Campbell Flakemore in the white, red, green and gold jersey of Team Uni SA.
Yes, and Campbell Flakemore looked as though he got this one, but Will Clark, very determined man. This would put him equal on points in the overall standings in the Skoda King of the Mountains, taking 10 points, Campbell Flakemore and Boy van Poppel. Adam Hansen again taking the fourth place over that climb. Then it was down to the serious end of the race now, 3 kilometres to the point at Balhannon, and the field were about 1.5 minutes behind the front three. No sprint here, Clark going through ahead of Van Poppel and Flakemore. Now the challenge was on as to how soon would they be caught.
Well, Team Orica Green Edge were very keen to whip up the pacemaking, as the riders still held a slight advantage coming into Stirling for the first time. But what they faced up to was 2 circuits of a very difficult course and 40 kilometres left to go to the finish.
A little strange descending style here of Matthew Goss of Orica Green Edge, but it was having its effect. The field were closing in all of the time. 30 kilometres to go, and Campbell Flakemore dropped off and leaving 2 riders out front, and the gap coming down all of the time. Now there were just 2 men trying to hold off. As they go towards the end of the circuit, they were all coming back together.
Orica Green Edge, though, announcing the colours very fast indeed, and when they heard the bell lap, the main field caught the 2 leaders, making it one group all together for the final 20 kilometres. At the back of the main field, though, one man who was a pre-race favourite for the stage victory, Andre Greipel, getting a very quick wheel change, but a hard ride back into the pack.
There's never a good time to get a flat tyre, but certainly at this point that was a bad time. And as they came into the last 3 kilometres here, VT just waving at the Russian rider Porsev there, wasn't happy with the way he'd knocked him off his bike. Mind you, Porsev was a big man. I wouldn't have argued with him, but as he came up towards the finish, there was a brilliant lead out by Daryl Impey to try and get Simon Gerrans over the line in first place, while Gerrans preoccupied his sights on Cadel Evans. Slipping out on the far left of our picture, Diego Ulysses on his first visit gets the win ahead of Simon Gerrans, and just behind him was Cadel Evans. So as they cross the line, the stage winner, Diego Ulysses, made his mark now. He's climbing up to a podium position at the moment in this race, but the ochre jersey still on the shoulders of Simon Gerrans. So the champion of Australia pulls on his second ochre leader's jersey in as many days. But my goodness me, he's had to work for it. A stage win and a second place, keeping him at the top of the leaderboard. And Cadel Evans has moved up as well, so they're all closing in. Stage 3 should be quite a day.
E la tifosi in Australia è fenomenale, no?
Sì, veramente tantissima gente. È la prima volta che vengo qui in Australia, ma veramente ho trovato veramente un clima e un affetto incredibile, quindi questo fa sicuramente piacere e farebbe piacere tornarci anche i prossimi anni.
Congratulations, phenomenal. He said it was unbelievable to get down here. It was great. It's his first time in Australia, and the crowd here were phenomenal. A little bit of a deception not to get the victory, or satisfied with getting time bonuses?
No, definitely satisfied getting time bonuses. It would have been nice to grab another stage win today, but yeah, you can't win them all.